Hello and welcome back to another video, and in this one we've got a fantastic lineup of toys spanning all the way from the 1960s to the early 2000s. All of these will be listed on my eBay store separately, but I thought it would be a bit of fun to have them all here together and take a trip down memory lane and see how toys changed over the years. And it also gives us a good chance to have a look at the condition and demonstrate any features as we go. Now my initial idea was going to be to have them all in age, starting with kind of the 60s here, working through the 70s, 80s and 2000s, but just because of their the shapes and sizes, you couldn't really see all of them, and I was trying to work out the order, and to be honest it just became too difficult. So what I've done is I've just scattered them around. I've got a list to the side of me of what I think everything is, and I'm just going to pick things up one at a time, talk about it. If I'm wrong, someone I'm sure will tell me in the comments, and that'll be helpful, but fingers crossed I've pretty much got everything right. So the first thing, we have this one, and this was quite tricky to track down initially. I wasn't too sure what it was. You can see on the bottom we've got Kellogg's, the greatest name in cereal, so obviously it's an early Kellogg's toy. And eventually I tracked it down to being a 1960s toy that used to be available, and I think it was also available with a soap brand as well. And it was their range of cowboys and Indians that they gave away, with this one being one of the Indians, so you can see his wings and his sort of headwear on there as well. So that's a 1960. So you know, they were really giving away things early in cereals. I kind of thought it was a bit more recent than the 60s, but there you go. So that's the first one. Next we've got let's go on to this one here. So this is a 1960s Corgi. So this is so as you can see, the Corgi toys, the Commer Bus 2500 series. A little bit of well, this is play worn, as I think they would say, so you got a bit of muck on the tires, you got wear on the side, etc. So this one here, this the Commer Bus comes in a number of different versions. As you can see on the side, this is a Samuelson Film Service limited one. And so this model would have a figure with a film camera that would sit on the top as well, missing from this set, but at least you've got all the glass in place. The doors open to allow you to see inside there as well. A bit bent down here, a bit of a break there, so certainly play worn, but that's that one. Next we'll move on to this one here. So this is the made by a toy company called Lesney. But it's the Matchbox series, so this is number 65. It just says Coach, but when I looked this up, it's known as the Greyhound Coach, which I guess I could have just guessed at. I think there was a number of different colours, but this one's a silver one with the yellow windows, as you can see here. So just a passenger kind of, I guess it would, well, it's not a double decker, is it? It's a single seater with your cargo on the inside. Again, play worn, but nothing broken. Moving on to this lovely one. So this is a 1960s James Bond car. So you can see in the bottom, made in Great Britain. It's a Corgi, James Bond's Aston Martin DB5. The new started coming in even back in the 60s. You got your 007 there. Now, as we look at the condition, the body isn't too bad. So they come in different colours, and this is the version 270. And the reason you know that, because of the spokes, and it also has the things that protrude from the wheel that they ram into the enemy with. Bit of a dent and scratches there. Now, when I first got it, this section didn't work, which I'll show you in a second. Extending kind of bullet screen, and the front didn't work either. So I basically had to drill out the rivets, open it up, fix those two. Unfortunately, the seat ejector mechanism was all broken, so there isn't anything in there, and so the kind of roof will just sit down. But and then I basically had to just put a blob of glue there to keep it shut, because you can't, there's nothing to re-solder it in place. But I'll show you some of the features. So on the bottom it's not too bad. The wheels are in good condition. You've got these the bits that extend from the wheels. At the front, so if you push down on this button here, in fact, sorry, push in, you'll get the cannons come out, as well as these kind of bumpers. And then to put it away, you will push in on the button and then retract them, and they go back inside. So that's nice to have those operating. and at the front as well you have a little rotating number plate. There's nothing on it, but it just you can just kind of rotate it round. I think get a pen in there, see how you can just move the number plate around there. So that's the front section, and then moving around to the rear you have the bullet protector here, and so for that you just push down till it stows, and then again pushing this button sorry, not this button, that's the seatbelt, it's the exhaust pipe. So pushing the exhaust pipe in, now this one gets a little stuck, so you just have to give a little nudge to on the left hand side and it will come up, and then just press it down to stow it away. So push in there, just straighten it up a little bit, and that comes out. Now the middle one, that's where you would push it and it would release a little mechanism that would move up with the ejector seat and fling the person out of the roof, and then you could put them back in. That was all broken, so that's why this sits down, because it would normally sit on the mechanism like that. Just do that. So I think that the nicest way to display this one is simply to just have it on a shelf with the roof open. You can maybe even have the guns out at the front, or you could have everything kind of up at once. So you could have this, and that still is just a very nice model and sought after model to have in your collection. Moving to the next one here, we've got another of the Matchbox toy. This time we're moving into 1972, and this is the number 17, the Londoner. So this one here is to commemorate the Silver Jubilee. Just a silver coach, not too much to say about it, and in good condition. You know, there's some minor wear just to the wheels, but nothing too obvious. Carrying along our journey, I might as well pick this one up. So this one is another Matchbox. So this is the as you can see under here, it's the Lesney England, and it's number 33, which is a Lesney Honda 750, and this is the police edition. So you've got the bike with the police stickers on both sides. You have your policeman attached on there. The hands kind of go over the handlebars, and I'd suggest that's in good condition. There's nothing obviously too bad about that, you know, and there's no real signs of play wear, and by that I mean wear to the paint or chips or bite marks or anything like that. So that's that one. We'll move on to kind of one of these, which is kind of a little bit later. This one's 1998. This one's from Kellogg's, although you won't find much on that. In fact, 1997, so I was a year out on that one. And this is from again a Kellogg's toy, and this is from the Teeny Weeny Families range, and this is the rat from the Teeny Weeny Families. So just sat in the chair doing some knitting. As we come along here, this is another old Kellogg's toy. So you can see down here, supplied by Kellogg's, and it's got right here, it's I had a look, I'm sure it's 1985, and this one is the Horned King is called, and so it was released as part of the Disney release of the film called The Black Cauldron. You know, a little bit just on the end of the horns there. The face is still quite nice. Even the hands are quite nice, so you know that one's in good condition. And again, another Kellogg's early release toy. This one here, I have lots of these upstairs, a big favourite of mine. So these ones called Monsters in My Pocket, and they had a number of series in which they released these. So this is in the 90s. I haven't got an exact date, but underneath it's one of those ones where they were each worth something. So this one here was worth 40 points. So you would play against your friend. They'd like maybe take a handful, or they'd put one forward and you'd pick yours, and whoever had the highest number would win. So this winged panther, nice to have. They come in a variety of colours, and in fact, sorry, it's not the 40 on the bottom, it's the number on the back. So that little number there, the 5 in the circle, that's how much they would be worth. It's number 40 in the series. Only thing to point out on this one, see how there's a tip to that wing? It's just missing the tip off there. Okay, so I think I've got this one right, in that this is 1991 release by Galoob, and this is from a series called the Trash Bag Bunch, which I must admit went over my head. I don't remember them from the 90s. And this one is called Waster, W-S-T-O-R. But yeah, I don't remember this series at all. Is that maybe his number 33 in the set? I don't know why he's called Waster either. He's got like a, I don't know what he's got. It's like a credit card, and don't know what's attached on there. It's got some kind of rolling pin. So there you are, Waster. Now, aren't these fantastic? So if we bring these across, so these are, again, so these are 1991, and these are Kellogg's Tony the Tiger giveaways. In fact, we can see on the bottom, so they're Ashford Mouldings Limited in the UK, 1991, Kellogg's company. So we've got Tony the Tiger there on the jet ski. I remember these so vividly, so good. So you've got the jet ski in red, there's a jet ski in blue, there is the obviously the sailing one here, and finally a skiing one. Of this, I've noticed he's missing an ear, but a really fantastic little collection. You know, you can see how they moved over the years from those original ones into these, and certainly Tony the Tiger in the 90s being the main focus of the stuff they were releasing. So another one over here that I actually have. It's so funny when I get stuff in and I own only my small collection upstairs, items of things that I had as a kid, and I've got this one upstairs. So these are a range called Monster Wrestlers in My Pocket. So from the same spin-off as the Monsters in My Pocket, these are Monster Wrestlers in My Pocket. I don't think they have a scoring, so we can see here these came out in 1995. I don't know if that's his number or his power, so that's got a 50 and that's got a 75 written in there, or whether they were just collectible series. But you've got two of these here, and this one's called Just a Minute. Great play on words there. And then this one is called Brad the Barbarian. So let's move over to this one. So this is a 1994 re-release of the Joe 90 jet car. Now the original one, it's very similar to the original one, which I think is 60s, but the original one has a straight glass all the way across there, and then there's some of the subtle differences. Not too much to really give it away, because you have the 1994 on there, but even though this is made in the 90s, it still looks like it was made more like that. Doesn't look like something that was made in the 90s. They really captured the original vibe. Now I've listed this one as spares and repairs because I'm not sure it's 100% working correctly. There's little things like it's missing its wheels here, the tires on. Some of it works, but I don't think all of it works correctly. So what you do is it deploys the wings and puts the wheels away, which is really nice. So to do that, you just push the button at the bottom, and that's great. So that's really nice in the way that they fold out and the wheels stow away. And I'll show you that from the front. So you literally just close the wings. Try and get my fingers out of the way, and then watch this. Really nice and slick. So your wheels stow. Your wings come out. These just kind of move manually. They're not connected to any mechanism. It just basically says on the box how you can move them forwards and backwards. Now the wheels just kind of sit up, or you can kind of force them down. And I'm not entirely sure whether you're just supposed to just force them down like that, or whether they're supposed to move and stay up. Either way, you can they do kind of stay in place when they're there. But just in case, because of the tyres and that, I'll probably list this one as spares and repairs. But that's a real nice, lovely, slick movement on that toy there. Sticking with re-releases, I'll have a look at this one here. So this is a 1993. So you can see here 1993 Spectrum Pursuit vehicle for Captain Scarlet. Condition-wise, there's a little bit of wear there and there. The big thing that I spotted was this is missing its tyre, and there's also a complete axle and two tyres missing from there. It's very easy to spot initially, especially with the tracks at the rear. Now in terms of operation, it does a few things. So you have your tracks that just move up and down like this at the back. You can raise and lower the aerials using this. Nothing on this side. What's really not, I think there's also supposed to be a white part that sits on top of this, but this deploys the side door. So if I think he looks backwards. So if I push the button, that's really nice. So he pops out, and then he's sat there and kind of just attached inside. Now I don't know whether he's been glued in there, because I've seen somewhere he goes flying off, so I wonder if someone's glued him in place so he doesn't. But you've got Captain Scarlet in there. The mechanism works really nicely, so that's all good. But another reason I've done the spares and repairs is it's missing a missile that sits inside here. So by depressing these front two wheels, that unleashes this part here, and you probably won't be able to see on camera, but a missile should be in there. So as you're driving it along, you're supposed to just be able to push down on the wheels, and that would fire a missile forward. But you know, all that said, still a very nice looking item from the 90s. Captain Scarlet, really enjoyed it. That Captain Black was creepy, wasn't he? I wasn't initially sure what this one was, but this is a real Ghostbusters one. So this came out in 1987. So you've got Columbia Pictures, 1987, and this is actually a tie-in with the real Ghostbusters. Now, condition on this, I think the purples are slightly different depending on where you look. A bit more vibrant there and there, a little darker. Now that could be part of the design, or it could potentially be a bit of skin fade. And again, I try my very best to spot things, so but you know, when I've got so much, it's easy to miss, which is why I do these videos, just to help people who are looking. They might spot something I haven't seen. This is an example where I spotted that one of his teeth, his canines is missing here, but the rest of the mechanism works fine. So it's called, if I didn't already mention, it's the purple biting snapper. And so you lift the mouth open like this, and then when you put something on, be it a toy, I guess, or your finger, the thing snaps shut on your finger like that. So you just put it back. It's like that. And I tell you what, you can actually feel it biting. So I suspect it's probably for putting another toy on. But yeah, that's the biting snapper. I just don't remember that kind of thing being in the Ghostbusters. Did they do a whole spin-off of things that weren't actually in the films, or were they in comics or stuff? I mean, I've never seen that before, but there you go. Now this one's really cool. So this one is a 1988 an Orion Kenner RoboCop paper cap firing figure. I don't know if it's supposed to have a gun or a helmet. It'll just be sold as seen. You've got, again, just a bit of limited articulation in the arms, fixed legs just at the hip. Oh, there we go. So we've got 1988 Orion just there on the leg. So it is marked up. Bit of play wear on here. Now the bit we're interested in here is the back. So as you can see here, as you open that up and let go, it clicks. Now initially I thought, oh, maybe it's just you have a gun and you're just firing the gun, but actually the idea is you pull this back, you put your paper cap down inside, release that, and you get your bag, your RoboCop figure. Pretty cool. On to the next one. So again, a real blast from the past. Anything you'll kind of realize with me, late 80s, early 90s. This used to come in Weetos. So those, for anyone watching not in the UK, it's a cereal that's they're round and chocolatey, and this was their icon, their mascot, kind of like Tony the Tiger was, or the monkey was for Cocoa Pops, and his name was Professor Wetto. So this is one of the Professor Wetto toys, and it says Weetos on the back, that would come free in your cereal. And this one here's a pencil topper. Let's kind of go into the middle. So this one here is 1986. I think we can see it on the rear, 1986, and again, Columbia Pictures. So this lets us know that this is a real Ghostbusters figure. Now this figure would have come with something called the flying machine, and that's where the flying machine kind of plugs into the back. What this one does is, so it has a bit of limited articulation in the legs and the arms. You can't turn the body when it's like this, but when you lift the head up, so you can see his eyes and his mouth appearing, once you do that, you can then rotate the body like so. So part of me thinks that maybe this was linked, this was maybe attached to the aircraft, and you'd have him sat normally, and then you would maybe move the plane or something, or move the head and the leg. Maybe that was fixed on and you'd move it like this instead. So just a little bit of that's more like the Ghostbusters the figures I remember, where they have something weird that happens when you open them up, like the Gross Granny and the other transforming Ghostbusters figures. Condition pretty good, mild play wear, especially just from there where it would attach onto the plane. But yeah, now anyone who was born in the mid-80s will recognise this guy. So this is a Snarf from Thundercats. So this one came out in 1986, as you can see on the bottom. It says LJN Toys. What else we have? Just says Telepics and some other bits and bobs. So yeah, not much articulation on Snarf. His tail wags a little bit. I don't think, yeah, and the head moves a little bit. Condition's pretty good. Just a couple of bits where the surface wear here, a little bit on the hands and the edges. But yeah, an iconic figure or character from the Thundercats. I don't think anyone particularly likes Snarf. He was just a bit of a waste of space, but nonetheless, there he is. I'll go right back to the early 80s. So this is a Corgi model released in 1980. And well, 80s-ish. I haven't been able to track it down to an exact date. And this is a Corgi Juniors model, and this is the Hulk Trike, so the Incredible Hulk. Don't know if you can take him off or not. It seems kind of fixed in place. But anyway, that's the Incredible Hulk in that nice green colour, nice bright wheels on his Trike. I'll quickly gloss over these two. So these are, I just think, are knockoff Power Rangers. There's absolutely no information on them at all. A screw in the back. They've kind of got like slightly movable, moldable plastic legs and arms and a solid torso. You can move the head a little bit on there. Can't really do anything on there. I think they're just knockoff Power Rangers. I've just included them because one day someone will watch this and go, oh, I remembered those, just because they happen to have them. So there we are, there's two knockoff Power Rangers there. Unlike the knockoff Power Rangers, initially I thought this one was a knockoff too, this tiny little figure, but it's not. It's a 1995 mini Power Rangers figure by the I think it's called the manufacturer's called Saban, S-A-B-A-N, and this is the pink Power Ranger from the mini Power Rangers set. And in fact, you can see markings on there that you're not getting with a fake. So I can't even make out on there, but there's 1995, so I got it right. So yeah, you've got a little bit of detail and a tiny little Power Ranger there. A little bit of wear on the boots, on the toes. You'd expect maybe some on the elbows, but there aren't, and even the head's not too bad either. Moving on to a couple of spares and repairs next. So this first one is, so these are from the Mighty Max series. So in 1992 there is a Mighty Max set called Doom Zone series, and one of the sets is called Trapped by Arachnoid, and so this is the spider that sits inside of it with the legs protruding. So that's just spares. This one, great looking Mighty Max. This is 1993. Again, it's spares and repairs because it's missing a couple of bits, which is a shame, but if I can get hold of them, or maybe it'll go to someone who has those, that'd be superb. So this is again a Doom Zone one. I've heard it called a couple of different things. Some people call it Jaws of Doom. I've also heard it called Mighty Max Caught by Maneater. And so what you've got is this great proportioned shark, nice teeth. It's got all these bits over it. On the bottom, for anyone interested, it's just got the Bluebird Toys 1993, but it's not a real shark. It's this guy inside who's piloting a ship, and he's disguised his ship as a shark to scare away whoever he's trying to terrorize, basically. So you open that up and you have this these Mighty Max were absolutely brilliant, weren't they? Just the level of detail that goes inside here and everywhere down there. So you've got his little underwater ship here with a cannon on the front. So as I open this up, again, even more detail here, really nice. got all of this just embellishment here, some, you know, some treasure, a cannon, all that stuff down there. We have our baddie just stood here, so we have our baddie figure. Just goes on his little stand in front of the controls. We have the cannon. Now what's missing is there should be a little fin that sticks out of the side, so you know, to give him the extra fin here, and on the inside they are little octopus. So there's an octopus that sits here, like on here, I think, with all its tentacles kind of in, and then it has its head sticking out as the fin, and you take those out as extra characters. Also, Max should be down there, stood on those where those footprints are. So the two squids are missing and Max is missing, but you've got that figure and that figure. And then just when you think you've seen everything with these, you basically just wiggle out the tail like that, and then you take the fin, open it up like so, and you can see again more detail. I just absolutely love these Mighty Max sets. They're utterly brilliant. You turn that over, and then that's another position for Max to stand on, and he can fly around on whatever it is, his mini transportation ship. So it'd be listed as spares and repairs, but it'd be nice if someone has the squid parts or a Max to put in there. It wouldn't take much to really complete it. I'm keeping my eye open, but it'll be listed in the meantime. Another one that I remember, this one here. So these are from an interesting series in 1993. What's it say on the side? It just says like 7 towns or something, I think must have been the manufacturer. But this was a series called Pet Aliens, but it was P.E.T, and apparently standing for pocket size extra tiny. I mean, I think they just put that in for the sake of it. Pet Alien seems to work fine for me. And this was there was a series designed by Vivid Imaginations, and again I've got one of these upstairs. I've got this little kind of orange octopus type guy in a baseball top with and a hat, and this one here is called what's his name, Kicktail. So this pocket alien is called Kicktail, probably because he's got a tail and maybe he likes to do kick flips on his skateboard. So quite play one here, just around the eyes there, a little bit around here as well. But great if you remember the series and you're just trying to add another one to your collection. Moving on to our back row now. So the first one, this is a spares and repairs. This is a Masters of the Universe figure, and this one is a character called Rhino Blast. It's missing the things that go in his legs, it's missing his chest, it's missing its head. So really it's just maybe you've got a really trashed one and you've got the head and you can transfer the head over. It's also got this this gun on the wrist, but it's a very basic spares and repairs. We can see on the back actually Mattel. This one says, oh, actually it's 1985, so I was 2 years out on that one. Moving on to this one. So this is a He-Man Masters of the Universe figure. This one's released in 1984. I don't know if it's written anywhere. I don't think in fact there. Mattel, yeah, 1984 on the back. And this figure is called Mantenna, M-A-N-T-E-N-N-A. A bit of articulation in the arms, bits of articulation in the legs. And then the eyes pop out just using this simple mechanism on the rear that allows you to do that. A nice figure from the series. Continuing with our rear characters, this one here is a 1995 figure. Yeah, again by the Saban, so the same company that made that small pink Power Rangers. And this is one that is called Skug, S-K-U-G. So it's a Saban VR Trooper by Saber and Bandai, I think, as well, with this being Skug as the character. I'm guessing this person's a baddie from how they look. Again, a bit play worn. Don't know if it came or comes with any accessories. Yeah, you got Kenner over there, and then you got 1995 Saban on this side as well. But there we are. That's that figure. Another cool Power Rangers figure here. So this one is it's a 1995 again, if I can find any dates. Yeah, so on the bottom you can see 1995, I don't know if you can see, by Bandai, and this is the White Ninja. So you've got quite a bit of articulation in the legs, maybe to do some of the ninja moves. It's on a bit more of a ball joint, so that's quite nice. This arm moves up and down. The head doesn't do much, but what it has is this lever on the back operates the hand and it spins it round. So as you depress it, the hand kind of spins all the way around. So you can imagine if you're holding something, it almost moves almost 180 if not more. I'll do it slowly for you on each pull of the handle. So you've got a little bit of movement or something there with the white Power Ranger. Bit of mild discoloration from exposure to light, but nothing obvious that I can really see other than that. Now this weird thing at the back, this is actually something more recent-ish. This is a Burger King toy. It's 1998, and you can see Burger King there. And this was when Men in Black were out. So you've got this alien figure, and then as you open it up, there is an agent inside there who's kind of also covered in slime. Now you could. I've seen the agents out there. I just didn't really want to pull it out, but you can pull the agent out and take the slime off them. So you've got 3 parts to that Burger King toy. Quite a good size and scale, not too bad, you know, for a free toy. Moving on to our last two. So this one's pretty cool. This is a 1989 the real Ghostbusters Frankenstein monster. And I think we can see something on the leg inside there. 1989 Columbia Pictures, so it's just inside there, and in pretty good condition for its age. You know, there is wear where you would expect it to be, a bit of wear on there. At least he's got all his fingers intact. Play wear on there. But the nice thing about this one, what you do is you squeeze the legs together, and the mouth opens and the arms raise. So the mechanism is all working absolutely fine, which is good. And that brings us on to our last one, which is just I think it's the newest one in everything I've just shown us. I think this was just a 2001 McDonald's toy. It's just Sweep from the Sooty and Sweep show. Just a little toy there. So if I put that, I don't know if we'll even be able to see this. So that brings us to the end of the video. Looking through all of these things, all the way from Mighty Max to Monsters in My Pocket, to cereal toys, Ghostbusters, Captain Scarlet. A real great selection of toys from the 60s all the way through to the early 2000s. All of these will be listed separately. It's just going to take me an absolute age to get them done. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a moment right now to like, share, comment, subscribe, any of that stuff. It really does help me grow the channel. And until the next one, all the best, take care, and see you.